What's up, guys? Hello and welcome back to more Dragon Ball FighterZ. Well, actually, today's going to be more than just Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's going to be talking about Dragon Ball in general and the future of the Dragon Ball games coming soon or whenever it's going to happen. Because right now, it looks like nothing is going to happen at the moment, which is fine in some cases because then maybe it gives more people time to make better games. Because right now, Connorath, yes, was a fantastic game, which we'll get into a little bit later. And FighterZ obviously is the best one right now, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about some of these games that we had previously, what could happen in the future, and etc. Now, you as well as I know that pretty much every Dragon Ball YouTuber out there has talked about the future of Dragon Ball games. What's gonna happen? Because as you guys know, Bandai Namco showed absolutely nothing regarding Dragon Ball this year. There has been no news about Dragon Ball games in the near future, which is kind of concerning. Now, it's not a big deal. You know, it could be a good thing because that means maybe developers are getting more time to make their games instead of just giving that year, kind of like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed back in the day where it was a yearly thing. Now people are getting 2 or 3 years to make their games. Maybe that's something Bandai is exploring because the fact that, like I said, every year this has to be a new Dragon Ball game. Regardless, 1 year, boom, Dragon Ball. So maybe this could be a good thing that they're keeping it either under the covers or just waiting and letting their developers actually take their time and make a good game. Hey guys, I just want to butt in real quick to say, yes, I do know that Bandai Namco are under a contractual agreement with the Dragon Ball franchise, saying that they have to release a game every single year. As you guys can tell from this list right here, it shows that pretty much every single year from the start of 2008, when they acquired the rights from Dragon Ball, they've been consistently getting out games every single year. It's either 2 or 1 game throughout the years. Now, the only exception was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That was the only game that actually took 2 years to come out. Other than that, it's been a very consistent amount of games coming out every single year. Now, I'm not saying the games that have come out have been bad or poor or anything. Kakarot, I thought, was a great game. It could have been a little better, but in my opinion, I thought it was great. The DLC has been fantastic. The first DLC was a little iffy. The second one was all right, and then the Future Go On one, which I really want to play. I haven't even touched it yet, which I want to get to eventually. That one looked fantastic from what I've heard, and people have said it was probably the best DLC. It looked better than the anime. But besides that, FighterZ and Kakarot have probably been the biggest 2 Dragon Ball games. Xenoverse as well. Xenoverse has still been up there, packing a bunch of money. It's sold 7 million copies. FighterZ has sold 6 million, and I think Kakarot sold about 2 or 3 million. It's still going up there. It's still popular. The franchise is still growing. I'm thinking that they're going to make something even bigger or something that's going to kind of balance things, and then eventually one of those big games, a big title is going to come up, and that's going to really skyrocket the market for Dragon Ball in general. Now, you guys know me. I don't work with a company. I mean, I do, but I don't actually work with a gaming company, so I don't know how they think, what they process through their minds, what they're thinking right now. How should we do this? How should we do this? X, Y, Z, all that good stuff. I don't know what they're thinking. We could be seeing a game in progress. We could be seeing ideas being formed or something on their sheet. We don't know. So I kind of hope something does happen eventually. I want to see a really good Dragon Ball game come out. They could do remakes for all I care. I think that'd be great. Yes, they already did kind of a remaster of the Budokai series. I would like to see a Budokai Tenkaichi remake, maybe. A lot of people want a Raging Blast 3, which, you know, that's fine. I liked Raging Blast 1. Raging Blast 2, for me, wasn't the greatest. I think they could have done a lot better, especially graphic-wise. I think it looked awful. Raging Blast 3 would bring a lot of people back in. I think that would sell a lot of copies. I think Xenoverse 3 also a big game that people are very interested in. They want to see that happen. A lot of people want to see that happen, so I think that would be something they should do to bring people back into the market if they lost anybody, which I doubt they have because, like I said, 7 million copies sold for Xenoverse, 6 million copies sold for FighterZ, about 3 million for Kakarot, so it's still a high market out there for Dragon Ball. So regardless of what they put out there, if it's a good game that looks great, it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell. But back to what they could do. They could do remakes for Raging Blast, make a Raging Blast remake or whatever. They can do something like bringing back a Super Dragon Ball Z, which won't happen, but it's something I would want personally. That's just me. I thought that game was fantastic back in the day. Sold a little bit. I think it was 185,000 at the beginning when it first came out, which is pretty decent. I could be wrong on that number. It was a good game, a great fighting game, one of the best fighting games for a Dragon Ball franchise game at the time. And obviously Budokai was huge, which sold a lot of copies. Budokai 3 sold, I think, about 2 million copies in total in 2005. The games are very popular, and though they just have to think about sales. Could that game, if we remake it, bring sales just like it did before, but even bigger? So that's something they have to really think about. And I mean, I wouldn't mind having those games come back. Like I said, Super Dragon Ball Z, great game, fun game. They could probably even add more to it. So they could actually fully remake the Budokai series, Budokai Tenkaichi. So many different games they could bring back because, yes, it will bring them money and it'll bring us a smile on our face because those games were so good back in the day. Now, obviously, this is all up to Bandai because they want to know what's going to make them money. Now, if they want to go ahead and make these remakes, will that make them more money than if they made a Raging Blast 3 or Xenoverse 3? That's what they have to think about. So if they didn't want to bring those games back to new consoles right now, then they could go back and say, hey, should we do a Raging Blast 3? A lot of people want to see that. Fans have always wanted to see this since Xenoverse 2 has come out, and now I'm not one of those people. I mean, I'd be pretty excited for it, but Xenoverse 3 is something that a lot of people have talked about. It is something that's gone on for so long. Every time it's an E3, some sort of announcement from Bandai or something Dragon Ball related, people say, Xenoverse 3. People want to see that so badly, and I'm telling you right now, if they made that game happen right now, the sales would skyrocket. I mean, it would be a very big success. Of course, they have to show what's going to be in the game for people to be interested in playing the game and buying it, but I'm pretty sure regardless, they see Xenoverse 3, their wallet flying right to it. I guarantee you. Now, a game me, myself, and I want to see is Fighters 2. And that's just me because, obviously, I'm a Fighters YouTuber, so I want to see the game progress and grow. And so what I mean by grow is, obviously, Fighters 2, and I want to see it progress, which is Fighters is having a Season 4. I want to see the game either end on Season 4, and then have them come back and say, you know what, we're going to make a Fighters 2. Or if they don't make Fighters 2 and end on Season 4 with Fighters as a whole, that's fine with me. I think it's a great send-off for them. The way they ended Season 3 really felt like a send-off, personally. The way the trailer was, how they kind of just said, hey, this is it, guys. Now we're going to keep updating the game, but they haven't said anything what's going to happen with Fighters right now. So it's kind of in the hole and just left there right now. We're going to see what's going to happen, and I'm really excited, but also concerned what's going to happen because I don't want the game to die or anything, because right now Strive is really striving, if you know what I mean. So it's really just kind of killing the game right now, which is unfortunate, but I wouldn't say it's killing it. I should probably say more so it's kind of putting it down a little bit. People are more focused on Strive because there's a rollback, servers are great, the game is fantastic. Everything people want in the fighting game is kind of in there. So Fighters, yes, has what a lot of people want, and it's very fun. It's Dragon Ball. It's a fighting game that's really, really good with those characters, so people love it. But the fact there's no rollback is just so hurtful to it, and it's just really damaging the game. So with that being said, that's me going back to Fighters 2, saying that if that came out instead of a Season 4, you'd have rollback, you'd have new characters, you'd have different things that they could add to the game. You know, new ways to use any new things for shops, something they could add to the game to really appeal to people again, bring them back and say, look, this is another game of Fighters, but revamped with new characters and rollbacks. So that's something that we all want to see. If that's something that's going to happen and even introduced or shown, you already know I'm pre-ordering that Ultimate Edition. I'm slapping my money down. I don't care if it's 100, 200 bucks. I'm getting the money. I'm getting the game because that is something I want to see, and a lot of people out there want to see too. It's a money grabber. It's definitely on the table. So I think they should go for one of those options, Xenoverse 3 or Fighters 2. That would be a huge money grab for them. Everything would make us really happy. Now, with all that being said, hopefully that made sense. And obviously, I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section below, what your thoughts are for what's going to happen with the Dragon Ball franchise for gaming in the future. So if you guys think there's going to be new games, going to be, you know, remakes of old games coming, please let me know in the comment section below. I want to hear what you guys think and your opinions. And to end it all, I just want to say, hopefully, whatever Bandai is doing, whatever they're keeping under the carpet right now, it's good for Dragon Ball. Because right now, like I said in the beginning, Fighters is doing great sales-wise. We have about 7 million copies sold. Xenoverse 2, about 7 to 8 million copies sold. Kakarot with 3 million copies sold. It's looking really good. The games are doing great. Kakarot has been the most recent game that's come out, and it did really well. Now, a lot of people are saying it didn't do as well as people expected. 3 million copies for a game, for a single-player game for Dragon Ball. I think it's pretty good in my book. Now, obviously, Fighters is doing fantastic, like I said, and Xenoverse 2, which is still a game that's been going on for years upon years. So seeing that that game is still being bought and still growing as a game, that just shows the commitment and how that game could even grow if there's a Xenoverse 3. So Bandai, whatever you're going to do in the future, please be something good. We want to see some Fighters 2, Xenoverse 3, maybe a Raging Blast 3, you never know. That's just something a lot of people want. I don't really care if that's going to happen. If it does, that's cool. A lot of people want to see that. A lot of people want to see Budokai Tenkaichi 4. A lot of people want to see Budokai 4. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, guys, but please leave your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, hit the like button, subscribe for more. Now, see you guys tomorrow. Peace.